Hey guys, welcome to a brand new episode and thank you for watching. Our topic today is how to invest in the international markets. Now I know we have spoken about this topic in the previous episodes, but we spoke about the basics of international investing. Today I'm going to dig deeper into how to position your portfolio if you have a 5 to 10 year time horizon and want to get started. So let's get into it. First, let's start with the amount of investment. If you have 5 lakh rupees today and you want to deploy it into the international market, here's a complete breakdown of how to build an international portfolio. Now you might be wondering, how does an Indian investor actually buy a US ETF? There are several platforms in the market, but I use Tickertape's US Investing, the same Tickertape app that many of you already use for Indian stocks. Now, a few things that I like about this platform: it's double regulated by the SEC and FINRA in the US and IFSCA here in India, accessed through the GIFT City route. So you're basically protected on both sides. You get a single portfolio view, so your India and US holdings sit together. It's a rupee first with a dollar toggle, and you can buy fractional shares, so there are many positives. There are also no AMC or withdrawal charges, and there's a dedicated tax center that keeps all your US tax documents in one place. So without wasting any time, let's begin. Step number 1. First, we build a core portfolio within which 50% of your investment will be deployed in ETFs that have companies that represent the whole US market. So 2.5 lakh rupees will be invested in a mix of two ETFs, the VOO and the VTI index funds, which is the Vanguard S&P 500 ETF and the Vanguard Total Stock Market Index Fund ETF. Now the Vanguard Total Stock Market Index Fund has companies like Nvidia, Apple, Amazon, Alphabet, Broadcom, Tesla, Micron. These are some of the largest companies in the world. And these US companies are heavyweights in technology, industrials, consumer discretionary, and high growth sectors. Step 2. Once your core portfolio is built, next we move to the growth engine, where you can deploy 15% of your funds. This can be done in ETFs like VGT, which is the Vanguard Information Technology ETF. Now this ETF has 323 stocks, within which the highest contribution is towards semiconductors. And semiconductors is a huge growth area globally, as we know. 38% of the exposure in this ETF is towards semiconductors. Now there are companies like Palantir, IBM, Qualcomm, Palo Alto, Dell Technologies. So you are getting exposure to not just the large tech companies, but ancillary companies that are involved in building the tech ecosystem and everything around the Mag 7 companies. Another popular ETF in this segment is the Invesco Nasdaq 100 ETF, also called the QQQM. Step 3. Once your core and growth portfolio is built, we move on to building exposure to the AI supply chain. Now, everyone talks about the large global AI companies, but no one talks about the potential in the AI supply chain. So, companies that basically build to supply to the AI heavyweights. 15% of your portfolio can go towards 3 ETFs here: the SMH, EWY, and EWT. SMH is the VanEck Semiconductor ETF, EWY is the iShares MSCI South Korea ETF, and EWT is the iShares MSCI Taiwan ETF. Now the EWT has companies like Taiwan Semiconductors, MediaTek, Delta Electronics, Yageo Corp, Gentech Precision, TS Financial. You need exposure to these companies for the sheer size and scale at which they operate globally. Taiwan Semiconductors, for example, is the world's largest contract chip manufacturer, controlling 70% of the global contract chip market. It manufactures semiconductors for major tech giants like Apple, Nvidia, AMD, and the likes. Let's talk about the EWY, which is the MSCI South Korean ETF. This has large global giants like Samsung, Hyundai, SK Hynix. SK Hynix, as we know, is one of the world's largest semiconductor vendors. Step 4. Now 10% of your assets can be in companies that power AI, and we all know that AI needs a lot of power. The URA ETF, or the Global Uranium ETF, is a good option here. Now the Global Uranium ETF is basically an indirect play on the AI growth story, tracking global companies that are involved in uranium mining and nuclear components. These include names like Cameco, Oklo, NextGen, Uranium Energy Corp, and the likes. And finally, if this is too much AI for you in your global portfolio, you can balance all of this out with something safe, and you can look at the SCHD ETF. Now, this ETF tracks the performance of the Dow Jones US Dividend 100 Index, which is designed to track high-yielding US dividend companies that have a strong track record of consistent fundamental financial strength. This is called the Schwab US Dividend Equity ETF. This has safe dividend-yielding companies like Coca-Cola, Home Depot, Procter and Gamble, etc. So this will help you balance out your AI heavy trades. And even if you want to bet on single stocks over and above these ETFs, right? Ticker Tape has some ready-made collections that bundle these themes for you. Let me give you an example. The space theme is very hot right now because of the SpaceX IPO. Ticker Tape has a section where you can invest in the entire space economy as a bundle. So companies not just like SpaceX, but others in this space like Rocket Lab, Intuitive Machines, Archer Aviation, Redwire Corp. Another hot theme, as we know, is clean energy. And within this, you can look at the ready-made collection, which has names like Tesla, Rivian, GE Vernova. There are ETFs in the clean energy space as well, names like iShares Global Clean Energy ETF, which has, by the way, given returns of over 65% in 1 year. So there's plenty to look at in the global market, and you must get started. It needs to be a part of your portfolio if you want to participate in the global growth story. Now, if you want to start building this portfolio, you can create a US broker account on Ticker Tape from the link in the description and start your US investing journey at the lowest brokerage in the market. So this brings us to the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions or feedback on international investing, please leave it in the comment section below. And as always, see you again in the next video.